Growing up, I traveled a lot with my dad. I have a permanent disability, blind low vision in one eye, and a degenerative retinal disease. I dreamed a lot about what I wanted to do and when I was happiest, and thinking back about all those trips with my dad, being on the road, that was very much it. And then spent most of the past couple years just healing and rediscovering myself. Hi, my name is Molly. This is my van. Let me take you for a tour. Welcome to my kitchen. I really enjoy cooking, so this is where all that happens. I have an induction cooktop, so it runs off of my entire battery setup. So no propane is in this van, which is really nice. One less thing to worry about, all electric. I have a really big sink with a nozzle that sprays and extends out. This cutting board, really lovely, hides all the dirty dishes, and it's fairly deep. A soap dispenser and a filtered water spigot that goes through 3 stages of water filtration. So in total, I have about 4 stages of water filtration. I have 1 on the hose when I fill up, and then 3 more here. So all the water we drink is really good. I carry 40 gallons of fresh water and I have 30 gallons of gray water. Underneath the sink is a big section for all of those miscellaneous things, from the cleaning supplies, protein powder, tequila for those margarita nights. I use child locks to keep all of these cabinets closed. They work extremely well. Here is a large pantry area, mostly spices and things that I would like to stay standing. This big drawer over here is kind of a junk drawer. I think in a lot of van builds, one thing that is overlooked is that junk drawer, or that like landing drawer that you can put things away and never see again. That's this drawer. The drawer below it is where all the pots and pans are. Lots of storage there. Underneath this drawer is a giant drawer that houses an air fryer, a blender, also another catch-all, perfect for the space. Up here is a lot more pantry items. My fridge is over here underneath this cushion. It is a giant 75-liter chest fridge, Dometic, so tons of room. I really love the size of it. It allows me to be off-grid for a significant portion of time. I can go, honestly, weeks on just what my pantry and fridge holds. I love the layout of this kitchen. While I know it looks very small, it's very functional. So overall, absolutely love this kitchen. Growing up, I traveled a lot with my dad. He got all of his summers off. So every summer we packed up the 4Runner and a tent and our dog Daisy and traveled around the country. By the time I was 18, I had been to all 50 states. It was some of the happiest times of my childhood, was just being outside, being on the road. So when thinking about what I want to do with life and how I want to conduct my travels, that was very much an inspiration for me. So I have a permanent disability, blind low vision in one eye, and a degenerative retinal disease. In 2021, I had multiple retinal detachments, meaning that I lost all sight, all light perception in both of my eyes, and spent most of that year using a cane, having a lot of surgeries, and just healing. I dreamed a lot about what I wanted to do and when I was happiest, and thinking back about all those trips with my dad, being on the road, that was very much it. That was where I felt grounded and rooted in happiness. So in January 2022, I bought the van, moved in pretty much immediately, and have really sought out that grounding piece, and then spent most of the past couple years just healing physically, emotionally, and rediscovering myself. Alrighty, we are now in the front of the van. I call this my couch. Up here is the cab. I can walk to the driver's seat. So what's really nice is that if I don't feel great, I can leave a situation pretty quickly by just kind of walking up to the front. This is an L-shaped couch, which was really great for having people over, hosting. A lot of people can sit in this van. This is Ragnar. He is laying on a blanket that I picked up from a shop here. It's really great. My whole battery setup is underneath this cushion here. So I have 400 amp hours of batteries, 3000 watt inverter, DC to DC charger, solar controller, the whole 9 yards. So I have 400 watts of solar on the roof. So pretty even split, and I pull in a lot of solar, especially with the induction cooktop. I'm pretty good on power. The face of this couch pulls out to about right here. These cushions fit in, and then this is a whole nother bed. I have a pretty much full size mirror over here. I'm short, so most of me is in that mirror. On this wall here is a wallpaper that I tried to match a lot of the colors to the colors that were already in the van, so the greens and the yellows and the pinks, to make it a little bit more just feminine and to give the space a lot more like light and kind of depth. So I love my wallpaper. What's really great about having two different spaces is that it really feels like two different rooms, kind of like a house. I feel like this is sometimes my living room, while that in the back can sometimes feel like my bedroom. But having a space up here to sit, usually on the weekends, you'll find me right here in this little corner, drinking coffee and reading a book. Right here is a pretty large storage area that butts in against the back of the shower. So it has multiple shelves, including space for laundry. Up here is more storage. They have really great latches and have never opened on me. This compartment over here is more open, but houses the whole internet setup. The battery monitor is also housed up there. I can see it on Bluetooth on my phone, but it is nice to also have, a digital display over there as well. For security and safety, I have a security system that has sensors all over the van and all the doors. So I have an entry alarm for the slider. I have a motion detector up here in the corner. And then I also have a carbon monoxide alarm too, just to cover all bases for security and safety like a house. While I do have a permanent disability and have been able to heal from most of my pressing retinal detachment issues, I'm still keeping track of my care while on the road. So managing a disability, especially a visual one, means it affects when I drive and where I go and keep up with consistent medical care. Probably the coolest thing about being a disabled individual on the road is my relationships with other travelers and really hearing about their experiences. Disability is very intersectional. It'll affect everybody in a lot of different ways, whether permanent or temporary. So hearing a honestly conglomeration of so many types of disabilities and how they show up in the world is quite incredible and a true privilege. Welcome to the bathroom of the van. I have a Nature's Head composting toilet and a full stand-up shower. It is tiled on the wall here, and I have a adjustable shower head. It also acts as storage, as every place in the van is. I really love having a toilet in the van. Honestly, that was a non-negotiable for me. It makes me feel a lot better having the space and not have to search for a space. It is right here. For the shower system and all gray water, I have two different tanks that are mounted underneath the van, 15 gallons for the shower and 15 gallons for the sink, which is honestly plenty. Welcome to the dinette/bedroom. During the day, this is my office. I have a monitor over here, extra keyboard. The whole thing is quite robust. Upper cabinets are all my clothes. I have a lot of them. Also in these little pillows are big jackets, some blankets, all the etc. For climate control, I have a AC up here on the roof, and then I also have a heater underneath the floor. The heater is additionally ducted into the whole water compartment, which is this back bench. What's really nice about that is that not only does it keep the water tank from freezing, but it also keeps all of the hoses and the water pump from freezing. To make the bed, this table comes down and fits into little slots here. All the cushions kind of collapse and cover it. I make it and go to bed. I find it's a easy routine at night and in the morning. It was annoying at first, but you get really used to it. And I like having the living space more than I care about having to make my bed. Welcome to the outside of the van. The whole exterior is painted in Raptor liner, which is a textured paint, which is really nice, especially on very tight forest roads. If it gets scraped, dinged, I don't worry about it. All of it will just wash away and is protected. I also have a Vantech roof rack. So on that is the 400 watts of solar, a Mimo antenna, a Roam Adventure box, gearbox, a lot more backpacking and camping supplies are up there. I have a paddle board, and then the surfboard lives up there as well. Disability isn't inherently negative. Honestly, it has affected my life in really beautiful ways. It allows me to see the world in a very different lens. It allows me to show up in community and in relationships in a pretty unique way. I don't know if I would be sitting here if I didn't have the impacts of what a disability would be. The appreciation I have every single day for seeing light, for seeing the sunrise and the sunset, and even with a disability, I live an incredibly full life and absolutely love it, and love how it's shaped my life. It's been quite incredible. Well, thank you for coming and seeing my van tour. You can follow along on my journey on Instagram @Scenic Roads, and I'll see you down the road.